Welcome to House of Wrestling, everybody. It's me, Nick Hausman. Come on into the living room because we got a very special guest here, hot off the airplane back from Australia, where he's been with WSW. He's heading overseas here next month to be at Progress 160, where he's going to reunite with his Sanity brethren, Big Damo, and Axel Tischer. It is Eric Young. Eric, man, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me here today.
Yeah, pleasure, man. It's super exciting news over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, got most of it when I was in Australia on the other side of the planet, 15-hour time difference and all the other stuff. So it's definitely setting in now. I'll be in the UK for the TNA UK tour next week, and then back for my own tour that I'll be doing end of November, December, which includes the Progress show, which somehow it's one of the places I've kind of always wanted to work, and just it's never worked out schedule wise or availability wise. So I'd be excited to knock that one off, and with my two old buddies, former Sanity members.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm sure the fans are going crazy over there right now. The fact you guys are all going to finally get together in Progress.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. It's it's such a in my career, that time in my career. Loved working with those guys. I think they would probably say the same. I don't know. We'll be missing Crazy Nikki, but her spirit will be alive and well with us, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I was going to ask, Nikki didn't get the approval. She won't be showing up and hitting anybody out of left field here at the show.
I mean, I don't know, man. You never know. Wrestling it's a wild place.
Hey, Hunter seems to be more open-minded about working with other promotions. We've seen little teases of it. So I was going to ask it kind of in earnest and kind of hopefully it would happen, but it doesn't sound like it will. So
yeah, I would be surprised, but I've been surprised plenty enough times in my life.
Yeah, man, you have had you've had such a career, Eric. We're kind of basing this around Sanity here, but man, by the time you got to Sanity, you'd already wrestled in like a lifetime. It feels like before you even showed up in WWE. Is that how it felt when you walked through the door there?
Yeah, for sure. It's I think, and I've said this in other interviews, the favorite part of my wrestling career is that I've done lots of different things, and I've gotten to experience the wrestling world, and my lens as a professional wrestler is much wider than most, and that's not a knock on anyone else or a feather in my cap. I prefer it, right? I've done lots of different things, lots of different ways, and I've seen the card and been on the card from every angle possible. I've been the opening match, I've been the main event, I've been the popcorn match. I was wrestling women before it was considered cool, or before it was even considered okay, and I got plenty of flack for that back in the day. But it's a really cool thing. I think my favorite part of my career is the fact of all the different things that I've done, and then getting to NXT and being the leader of that group, and never meeting either of them or Nikki or Fulton before that, and kind of being the quote unquote veteran in the group, and someone that they could rely on for advice. I'm never going to tell anyone what to do, but if they ask my opinion, I give it. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. And the truth is that at my, I would say, accelerated age, I'm not anywhere close to being over with. There's plenty of things I still want to do, lots of things that I have left to do, and lots of things that I desire to do. So but I've lived 10 lifetimes in the wrestling world already.
I'll go off on a little tangent here. What is on your bucket list still, Eric? What do you still have your sights on wanting to accomplish in the business?
Yeah, I mean, the big one for me now, and most of it has nothing to do with personal accolades or anything like that. And the only goal I ever set in my wrestling career when I first started training when I was 17 in 1997, which the world still did exist back then, in case anyone's watching this and didn't know. 1997 is a real year. I was alive, and just getting out of high school and going into wrestling training I wanted to sign a contract, just so I could tell people that I did this for a living. And until that day in 2004, I never told anyone that this was my job, because it wasn't. It was a very expensive hobby, if I'm being completely honest. A person that would buy only secondhand clothes but wouldn't bat an eye at spending $300 on a pair of stretchy pants. So
sure.
The goal for me, the big one now, is being back with Impact, and that's my home. That will always be my home, and none of that will ever change. It is helping it grow and get more eyes on it and get it to the place where it should be. And it sounds biased, and it is, but the truth is if you're a pro wrestling fan, it's the best pro wrestling show that's airing on television, and it's because it's made for pro wrestling fans by pro wrestling fans. And it's based in the pro wrestling world. So we're not trying to get casual viewers. We're not trying to appease, big money sponsorships or anything like the other two big ones. It's the best pro wrestling show on TV minute for minute. And I would challenge anyone that has anything to argue.
Now you're so synonymous with Impact because your time there. And so when you finally did show up in WWE NXT and you're finally like in this WWE environment, did it feel like you thought it would feel? Did it live up to the hype? Were you underwhelmed, overwhelmed? Like, how did it feel to be in that space when you were finally there?
Yeah, I think it's different for me because I'm already sure of who I am and my place in the wrestling world. It's not like I wasn't at the PC doing front somersaults and Hindu squats like most of the guys. I had already done that, and I had already wrestled all over the world. I had been wrestling on TV for close to 13 or 14 years at that point. So I was very sure of what I was and what I brought to the table. I can say that I absolutely adored my time at NXT and working with all the guys there. I still have a very good relationship with Hunter. I was just talking to him a couple days ago, and I loved it. The truth is I never wanted to leave NXT. I knew that the main roster was, the destination, and that's where you made money, and that was kind of the end goal for most people. But the truth is deep in my heart, I never wanted to leave in the first place. So yeah, I absolutely loved NXT. The main roster was not the same experience. It was a very poor experience, probably my least favorite out of my 30 plus years in wrestling. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I learned a ton. I met a ton of great people and worked a ton of amazing house shows and amazing matches with a bunch of amazing people that will never be seen. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it. There was only one problem, and I think it's very clear what that one problem was. One person.
Yeah, it was Vince, right? Vince was what's the problem here?
I'm not allowed to say his name. I'll get sued. So you can say it all you want.
Well, yeah, it's not a secret, right? Because
it's certainly not a secret.
No, it is not a secret, Eric. That so the way it goes, as I understand, based off of reports and things you've said in the past, is it sounds as if Vince's return to WWE after you had been brought back by Hunter is the reason that you didn't want to stay with the company. And that, look, there were not a lot of people that were willing to die. I think you were the only one that died on that sword. Everybody else just kind of gritted their teeth and continued on through this, what has been a very weird 8 months up until about a week ago.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, like you're saying, and like it was reported, is I can't confirm or deny that, but I can say that it's leaning definitely towards the truth. Is just professionally and personally, but more important for me is morally, I can't work for a person like that, and I refuse. And it's not lost to me that I'm in a very advantageous position in my life where I get to choose.
Right.
And I think if you were to poll most of the people there, that a lot of them said that out loud, and then it happened and none of them did it. And well, I did it. And I would say, use the word, that's, the decision you died with. I would say I thrived. And, it's, I think most people that work there would tell you it's not a fun place to work. It just isn't, and especially if you love professional wrestling. It's the goal. It's the big dog in the hunt. It's the mega city, it's however you want to say it. It's the end all be all. And the truth is that's what I thought most of my life I wanted, most of my young life. But being a person that has accomplished 10 times what he ever thought he would in wrestling and getting to kind of dictate my life and dictate my career at this point, it was a very easy decision. The only part I regret is not being able to work with some of the people there, not be able to work with Hunter again. And, there's bucket list things there that I'm not going to lose sleep over, but it surely would have been cool to check them off the list.
Now, obviously things have changed, like I said, in the past week or so, or at least publicly they've come to the surface that they changed. I had heard that Hunter had significant creative sway weeks before it all broke. And it was told to me in such a way where I was almost like, wow, that's so direct. I almost don't believe it. But then it's all come to the front now that appears to be the case. Knowing the lay of the land now, would you be swayed to return? I mean, it sounds like you're really pot committed to Impact Wrestling these days.
Yeah, I'm definitely pot committed to it. And the truth is it's wrestling, and you can never say never. If you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would have ever worked there again, technically I never appeared, but I did work there for 9 months and got paid to work there for 9 months. So,
why didn't we see you? So I hate to catch up, but why didn't we see you for 9 months? You know,
again, I'm not allowed to go into details, but I would say that Sean Ross Sapp put up a very accurate portrayal of what went on. It was the idea that I was supposed to be involved with was very special, something that I was very much looking forward to do. A really cool idea, a singular idea, something that I think that I fit in very well with. Yeah. And I was really looking forward to. And then that all fell apart. And then that person came back. And I said when I left there that I would, not for what they're willing to pay me, I would ever work there again. Not for him. You know, it's a very magical place with hundreds of amazing people, and there's one person screwing it up for everybody. And you know, the hope is the reports are true, and he's back in charge, and that person is gone, and we can all live our lives again and be happy.
Yeah, man, because like what I always thought was so cool about you, Eric, is a very talented wrestler, very, very personable person. But I loved how you split it off. You had TV shows, man. You'd go on the road. You were fishing. You were catching wild game. Like you seem like a guy that would have been a layup for WWE. And, you know, I'm just kind of talking out loud here. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I'm really surprised that they didn't, that this other person didn't see it, because you just, again, you seem like a natural fit for that kind of space.
Yeah, I look at, you know, and I don't think it was ever anything personal, and it's truthfully, it's nothing. He's nothing that that person ever did directly to me. I would say I was never given an opportunity ever. You know, like I don't know why that was. It's not like something I said or I did. It clearly, in my opinion, has nothing to do with my work, because I work exactly how they want and exactly what they look for as how I wrestle and how I portray myself. Just on the kind of employee I am alone, I should work there for as long as I want, you know, and has nothing to do with the level of performer I am, the kind of experience that I bring. And the fact is that I can do whatever it is that you want me to do. I may not be the best at any one thing, but I've done it all at a very high level. I was as surprised as anybody, to be honest. And the truth is, you know, being outside of there now, like I said, I get to dictate. I couldn't have gone to Australia. I got to go on a 2-week vacation with my wife and then spend a week wrestling with some of my best friends. I can't do that. I have, you know, very exciting news that I can't say, but I'll say I have another show in the works that will be airing very soon. I'll be shooting in November. That's not possible there, right? It has to be all gone through them. So the truth is I'm a believer in fate. I have it tattooed on the underside of my right arm. I don't believe in a lot of things, but fate is something I believe in. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And look at, you know, the money. If that's what you're in this for, then that the WWE should be your goal. But when I started wrestling, it had nothing to do with being famous. It had nothing to do with being on television. It had nothing to do with money. All those things came in time, and it became my business and became my job. But I do this because I love professional wrestling, and how I'm doing it now, I get to do it how I want, the way I want, and with who I want. So that's worth, in my opinion, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. And you don't get that there. And it is no strike against it. It's like I said before, it is the Shangri-La, right? Like if you want to change your life and your kids' lives and their kids' lives, and you want to be world famous, there is no other place. Am I going to become world famous wrestling for Impact Wrestling? No, you know, that's not what it is. Will I be proud of the things I do and be excited to go to work and happy with the results that I produce? 100%. Will I be forced to do something or work for somebody that I don't like? No. You know, so it was, the truth is it was financially a difficult decision, but in every other category, it was no problem. I've done very well for myself. I've been very smart over the last 10 or 15 years. The truth is I'm still wrestling because I can and because I want to. I could retire now at 43. So
Yeah.
not bad.
Before you jump back to Impact, obviously the other big fish in the room right now is AEW. Was there ever any consideration or talks about going over to work with them?
Sure, I talked with some friends there, and people that I trust, and Tony had kind of mentioned that he was interested, but it just never materialized. And the truth is I'm just going to get lost in the ether and in the mix like 60 other people there, right? The truth is I don't have his confidence. Me and him aren't close in any way, shape, or form.
Sure.
And I'm kind of replacing one set of problems for another. And I nothing against Tony Khan. From everything I know, he's a very nice man. Met him a couple times in passing. He treats the wrestlers with respect. He pays them very well and is a very respectful man and a kind man. So, it's nothing against the product or nothing against him. It's just not my place. Impact Wrestling is my home, and that's where I wanted to be. So that's where I am.
Yeah, man, that's cool. And a new show. I don't think that was lost on me that you threw that out there. Anything you want to? Anything you want to tease? You going back on the road?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
It has nothing to do with the other show. I can say that it is musically based, and if anyone that personally knows me or follows me on Instagram, you know that collecting vinyl records is a massive part of my life. I have over 2,500 of them. I've been only collecting them for about 8 years.
What?
And it has to do with vinyl records and my love of music. And I'll be able to share more information really soon. It's super exciting, man. And wow. It's everything happens for a reason.
Well, as someone who consumes a fair amount of Access TV, that sounds like an Access TV show to me, but I don't know. I maybe just jumping to conclusions there. So.
Yeah, it could be.
Anyway, it sounds like them, right? They do a lot of Fleetwood Mac and things that I like on their channel right now. So, well, anyway, kind of getting back here to what you're doing with Progress and with Sanity, man. So what do you want fans to know? What are we going to see you guys doing on the show here? Obviously, wrestling. Anything you want to tease about what to expect from the three of you on the program?
I mean, the cool thing is this, and I think this is something that Progress did on purpose, and they're smart to jump on it, is the three of us have never wrestled together since then. I've tagged with Axel. I've wrestled Damo, and appeared on shows alongside them. Obviously tagged with Axel a couple times, but the three of us as a unit haven't been together since, I guess that would have been 2019, probably the last time, or late 2018 was the last time we shared a ring together. So this will be special, man. I mean, I think special for the people that love the group, and there's a ton of them. Almost every signing or every show I go to, people are like, man, we loved Sanity. And, it sucks that it never got a chance. And I mean, it sucks for them, sucks for us too. Like we never were given a chance really either. So this will be kind of a cool full circle thing. Two of my very good friends, obviously still chat with them quite often and keep up with them. So being in the same room with them will be special. Sharing the stage and sharing the ring with them will be special. It's going to be a very special night. And it's, hats off to Progress for putting it all together.
See, I'm in Chicago. So, and I've been covering the business for a while now. I had a chance to see you guys in the entrance in NXT a couple times. And I think I may have seen one of the OG at when it, I don't know if it was the debut, but it was right around when you guys had just started and were doing the full entrance and stuff. And dude, live, it was so cool. Special. Dude, it's so cool, right? I don't know why they messed up I don't know why they took Nikki away. I don't know why they messed up all this stuff on the main roster made sense because you guys did have a chance in NXT and you killed it. It was a banger.
Seemed like a no-brainer, right? Tag team of the year, match of the year. I mean, everything's in line. The truth is, I mean, everyone understood it except for one person.
Yeah.
And so the unfortunate truth is the only person that matters is that one person. So it doesn't matter your opinion. It doesn't matter the fans' opinions. It doesn't matter. And people will always argue and say, oh, it's just about money. I mean, it's a built-in moneymaker merchandise alone. You mean like the merchandise that would have moved and would have been sold alone by keeping us together for 2 or 3 years would have trumped, most anything that was on the roster at that time. And that's not a slight on anybody. It's just the reality. It was a very special thing. It was a very special group and a very special, most importantly, to the fans, and that they're the ones that are punished from the bad decisions. And I guess we're kind of punished. We never, never got the opportunity to really let it rip on a big stage like that. But just the way it is, man. It's like I said, that's not the first thing that he's missed. You know, I'm not the first person that he's missed on. You know, Kenny Omega didn't work there for 6 months and got fired. So, you know, you can juggle the balls any which way you want. He's just going to move on, and it's just going to continue to be what it is. Not the first thing he's missed on, won't be the last.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's going to have a chance to miss on many more things, because it doesn't sound like he has the call to decide those things anymore, which is...
Well, hopefully that's the truth.
I hope so too, Eric, right? You'd know better than I do. You apparently just talking to Hunter a couple days ago from what you said. So anyway, where do you want to send people to find you, follow you, support you, all those wonderful things, Eric?
Yeah, I'm the Eric Young on IG or on Twitter or X, or whatever you guys want to call it. I do not have a blue check mark because I will not pay for it. It's nonsense. And the Eric Young IG on Instagram. Look, I'm terrible at social media, and if you send a thing and I don't respond, it's nothing personal. I don't enjoy doing it. I do not share a ton on there. I know it's not smart of me, but I'm old and set in my ways. And the truth is I have a life outside of wrestling, and I can't be on it all day chit-chatting with people. So I got lots of other things on the go, like the show that's going to be coming up. Hopefully everybody's excited about. I can't wait for people to see it.